We got to our spot here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Most of the drive to Louisiana went very smoothly. It was a great day, except for when we ended up at LSU campus.
We're stuck in the campus right now.
Which we had no business being in with a fifth wheel.
You can spin around.
I can't go anywhere, I'm telling you.
You could spin around down there. We're not backing out into a major road.
We got here and it was still muddy from raining the past couple days. We once again ran into an issue with our auto level. For some reason, when we hit auto level and we're really unlevel from left to right, it throws codes, it doesn't want to work, it craps out, yada yada. Most fifth wheels have hydraulic auto level, which is amazing. I watched the hydraulic levels go on other people's rigs and I'm like, hashtag jealous. We were a bit unlevel when we got here. We have spoke to Lippert several times about this issue and they told us many different things. They did tell us something that was helpful. They said you need to drop your front jacks, let them drop all the way to the ground by themselves so it like can start really low to the ground. The sound that the electric jacks were making is like the sound of any motor on its last leg. I think there's like more of an issue than just us not dropping the trailer, because we had the trailer dropped like all the way to the ground. So last night we were supposed to go to Mardi Gras, but everybody was so tired that we decided, hey, let's go to the parade tomorrow. So we are about to go experience Mardi Gras for the first time. They have one of the biggest Mardi Gras parades here in Baton Rouge happening today in one of the oldest towns in Baton Rouge. It's like Spanish Town something. We don't know what we're getting ourselves into, but either way, there's a group of 6 of us going. Let's go have some fun with their caravan crew. I can't believe we did Mardi Gras. There were so many heavy duty trucks that had to make like some crazy turns in the crowd. I mean, people were jumping in front of these trucks, trying to put their memorabilia. They were trying to collect beads off them.
Dude, he's gonna make a
I know we got stuck in campus and we had to make some crazy turns, but those guys had to make some really crazy turns. So it is my goal in life to drive a heavy duty truck at Mardi Gras and complete some of those turns, because I'm just gonna say it, none of them were female. It was all a bunch of guys and I was like, Nene's on it.
Today starts day number 2 of this caravan trip, and boy are we hoping things go a little bit smoother. The first leg of the journey was kind of aggressive, if you know what I mean. A lot of drama and things went on that we just weren't expecting, and if you haven't seen that episode yet, head back on over, check it out before continuing the journey with us today. Today's trip, 5 hours long. If you know anything about towing an RV, well, you just realize that there's a normal drive time and an RV drive time, and let's just say that 5 hours usually turns into 7. On a good note, we're getting out of here on time. It's 8:30 in the morning and we're getting ready to hook up the RV, go to the dump station and hit the road. It's so good, in fact, because I feel like there's a lot of great energy coming today. Our first stop is going to be 50 miles away from here, which is just like a nice warm up to stretch the legs and get into the first hurdle of this 5-hour drive. It's exciting when we could get off the road, get some more coffee, fuel up and get back on the road and enjoy the rest of the journey. So far so good with the group. I feel like everyone's on the same page. Everyone's been flexible in working with one another depending on their needs that day. If one person is like, I'm running a little bit behind, the other peeps are like, no problem. Take your time, we'll get on the road, and then we'll make it to our destination together in a safe manner. But
Did you know that you can support Happily Ever Hanks right from your couch? If you're watching from your TV, pause the video, scroll over to the right, and click that thumbs up button. While you're at it, make sure you're subscribed. Listen, it's completely free. And that way, when our new video drops, you don't have to constantly type our obnoxiously long name into YouTube every week.
it's kind of like a new relationship, right? When you get in there, it's all lovey-dovey and like, I'll do anything for you, baby. And then as we go along, you know, true personalities come out. So we'll see what happens. Maybe these good vibes will continue to happen the rest of the trip. I'm not sure. We're gonna find out. Solly, you're looking mighty fine good today. Take care of us, no blowouts, and I will be officially a happy camper. Ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
We're in Brazos State Park, and can I just say, Texas, you're doing it right. You found the Gator Club. There are so many gators here, and I feel like you guys just stuck a state park here and it's like, yep, we're gonna bring all the peeps here to check them out. Nicely done.
I'm curious to how many of you guys have been to the state park before. We're like southwest of Houston in the middle of nowhere. Talk about really putting that Starlink to the test.
It's been a little dicey lately. There's lots of trees around us, as you can see. But hey, it gives us more of an excuse to get outdoors like we are now, stretch the legs, and get some exercise.
I don't want to do that.
You gotta be upholding me to get me outside and be like, let's get moving.
Okay.
Without you,
Okay.
I'm lost.
We've been here for like 5 days now. We're still in the middle of our caravan trip, and we're all spread out. Keith and Rainey are over there. Devin and Jeannie are over there. And I guess the park rangers heard about our crazy group, and they're like, y'all are being separated.
The park has enough going on as is. Let's keep these guys contained away from one another.
It's going well, but I feel like after Mardi Gras and then so much travel, we all needed rest.
Being here throws a new flavor on the RV life because it's partial hookups. We don't have sewer.
Which we've dealt with before, but we thought it would be a good idea to share with you guys some tips on what to do when you don't have sewer, because there's some of you out there that are like boondocking. I don't even want to go without like having sewer or water or anything like that.
What do we do when we can't let her rip?
I feel like when you dip from full hookup into partial hookups, it's a great transition to get you to boondocking someday. Because not having sewer is kind of a big deal. Like those tanks could fill up pretty fast.
So quickly. I guess that leads us into our first point, something that kind of goes without saying, but make sure all your tanks are completely dumped, empty, and refreshed if you're planning on only having partial hookups for a week.
I guess we can make our black tank last about a week.
Yeah,
Ish.
we're riding that fine line right now.
But the gray tanks, depending on how wild you get with the sink and the shower, that could just be a couple days and they're full.
I mean, brushing your teeth, taking showers, all those things. Now you really got to be diligent in realizing I can't just let water run.
Do what you need to do, shut off the water, really make a conscious effort. Another thing we like to do if we're gonna be without sewer for a couple days is relying on paper products instead of having to wash our Corelle dishes constantly.
Here's a big one. Don't rely on the gray tank sensors. Reason we say that is because they get mucked up really quickly and they are not very accurate. Oh, good question. How do we know when they're actually full? What we like to use is these doohickeys. If you listen to your tanks as it drains, you can kind of hear when it fills up, especially the black tank.
The black tank is, yeah, it does like that burping.
Yes.
But the grays, sometimes you'll be taking a shower and just the water don't go down the drain. It just starts filling up in the shower. That's a really good telltale sign.
Is it now?
It's a really good idea while you're on full hookups to test your gray water capacity. Like close those gray water tanks and see how long it takes you to fill them both up. And then you kind of have an idea of like how many days you last on a normal time, and then you could play a little game where you try to be conservative about your gray tank space and then really see how long you can stretch it out.
Fun.
Hanks with the Hanks. What you can do if you want to take a nice long hot shower is just utilize the bathhouses. We do all the time, but make sure you wear flip-flops because
You just don't know what you're stepping on in
Take,
those.
take it from the nurses. But we've been using the bathhouses like every single night while we're here. And it's
Yeah.
been helping a lot to conserve on the tank capacity. I'm gonna go way out on a limb here into the uncomfortable zone.
Oh.
The uncomfortable zone with Carl. Now, we have never done this before, but I've heard through the grapevine that if you're in a pinch and one of your gray tanks is completely full, what you can do, only if you have that third valve on the outside called the Volterra valve, is you keep that shut, you open both your gray tanks, and it actually allows the backfilling from like the kitchen tank to the bathroom tank, or vice versa. It gives you extra tank capacity. Are you following what I'm saying?
But where did you find this tip out?
I swear I heard it from Chad in Changing Lanes.
Oh.
So if anything happens to your RV, go blame Chad. To summarize, basically, if your bathroom tank was full and both your gray tanks were open, the bathroom tank would eventually start backfilling up into the kitchen, and it buys you a little extra time until you can get to the dump station. Heck, I've heard of people taking those little doohickeys around with them, the gray tank totes.
Totes my goats.
Totes my goats, baby, and that's another way to go about it. You see how the RV life is very conducive to everyone's way of living, so just let her rip however you want, just as long as you're a happy camper. That's what matters most.
I have a question for you, because this is kind of like black tank, gray tank, science math going on in my head. So we're leaving here tomorrow.
Okay.
And we're driving like maybe an hour. It's only like 27 miles, but it's a lot of back roads, so it's going to take us a little bit to get to this next place where we will have full hookups. Are you going to dump the tanks here at the dump station before we drive with all that weight? Or are you just going to say, heck, we'll be fine, we'll make it, and are you going to dump when we get to a full hookup site?
Holy mackerel, that was a lot. That was
I
a
know.
mouthful. You're going way too fast. You want to repeat that one more time?
Full tanks. All the tanks are going to be full. There's a dump station here.
Okay.
We got to drive. Are you going to dump here so we don't drive with full weight tanks?
Yes, I'm stopping you right there. Yes.
You're not going to wait till we get to a full hookup site?
No, because it's extra like gas consumption when you're driving, and it's extra wear and tear on the tanks. Honey, you know all about our gray tank leak and what happened. Hold on, we had a huge gray tank leak just
Ooh.
recently, and that was because we were traveling with full gray tanks. If you haven't seen that yet, we jacked up our underbelly really hardcore. I'll throw the link to the video up here. Go check that one out, and then come back and watch the rest of this video, because you're missing a lot.
So, like, we're going to go to the dump station tomorrow. So we got to count for that.
Darn tootin' right.
We don't want to hold up our friends, because I feel like because we do YouTube.
Let me stop you right there. Our friends are going to the dump station with us. This is caravan
What?
trip. I already talked to the boys, and they're like, yeah, let's meet at the dump station. I'm like, let's let her rip together.
You guys talked about the dump station?
Yeah, baby. Where you been?
Wow, we just talk about, like, going to Target and Walmart.
Welcome to the Hank's way of living. Good morning from Brazos Bend State Park. Yes, we're in Texas. Look out, Texas. A little bit of chaos going on at the dump station this morning. What's up with that? I guess everyone had the same idea of leaving early in the morning, getting to the dump station and letting her rip. I love how somebody was able to squeeze in between both of us. You gotta love those Class C's. Since our mishap with the black tank a couple weeks back, I've been doing a new trick that I wanted to share with y'all. Now, one of my personal favorite additions that we have for the RV that didn't cost us a lot was the Volterra valve. It's an external valve that acts as like a third gate before you totally let all your fluids run out of your RV. The reason I recommend getting this is because when you run into situations of having filled up tanks and not wanting to leak all the goodies all over your feet when you go to actually dump your tanks, this valve allows you to hook up a hose and then pull it, and then everything rushes out in a clean, orderly fashion. Coming full circle and getting back to my main point, I have been doing a trick, and that trick is to not allow any more toilet paper or unnecessary goodies to get smashed up in the black tank valve. How have I been doing this? I open the black tank valve one time and leave it open the entire duration of my dumping process. And then I use that external valve to open and close as necessary to do some black flushing. That way, I'm not constantly putting more unnecessary tweaks on the black tank valve itself, and I don't run the chance of actually getting that toilet paper smashed in there, you can see how you want to learn these lessons quickly instead of having to cut through the underbelly of your RV. It just sucks. Now, if you haven't seen the whole video of the black tank SCUFU and what we recently had to go through, I'll leave it linked up above. You want to go check that one out because we had to cut into our brand new underbelly, and we threw out some amazing pointers there of things you need to be looking out for in situations to get yourself out of those pickles. And no, this does not involve going to a dealership. We got you covered.